والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I just have to find my bearings because the last time I saw you, the gents were on the left and the women were on the right, and the space was larger, so now you can see me more clearly. Allah bless. We have been asked to address this beautiful chapter of the Holy Quran, chapter 113, the second last of the 114 chapters, and to look at its meaning, its placement in the Quran, and to look at whatever Arabic theory that you've encountered, to see if any of this is identifiable in the chapter. Surah Al-Falaq is unique in that it, along with the last surah, An-Nas, are known to have been revealed together. Two chapters revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam together as a pair, and sometimes we have a title that's used in relation to them both. We call them Al-Mu'awwidhatan or Al-Mu'awwidhatain, which means the two that offer some refuge, the two that guide towards some protection. The two. Sometimes we use them or refer to them as part of a larger set, a trio or a quadro. We say the quls. When you say the quls, you're referring to Surah Al-Ikhlas as well as Falaq, as well as Nas, and sometimes maybe even Kafirun as well. You with me? However, there's a fifth surah in the Quran that also starts with Qul, but it is not included when you say the Quls. What's the fifth one? Ikhlas, Falaq, Nas, Kafirun. The fifth one is Surah Al-Jinn, also Qul, right in the center of the 29th juz. So when you say the Quls, you're referring generally to the three, Qul Allahu Ahad, Falaq, Nas, and maybe Kafirun together with it, excluding Jinn. But when you say the Mu'awwidhatan, that two that's used to seek refuge, it's only Falaq and Nas. Now, there is something in the surah, as well as its paired chapter. Allah starts with the instruction Qul, and what does that mean? Say. And who is the initial addressee? Who's being addressed? The initial addressee, before me and you, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah instructs him sallallahu alaihi wasallam to utter certain phrases seeking protection in Allah from certain things. Okay? See? The question some people ask is, why would these two chapters be placed at the end of the Quran? Before these two, what do you get? Ikhlas. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say He, Allah is one. Allahu samad. Allah is completely independent, the absolute. He needs no one, but everyone needs Him. Lam yalid. He has not given birth to anyone or anything. Walam yulad. Neither was He given birth to, neither was He begotten. Walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. And there is no kuf. We did the surah together, I remember. There is nothing that can be compared or equal to Him. It encapsulates Tawheed. From the start of the Quran, you see Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah, all praises for Allah. It's Tawheed. Who's Allah? Rabbil Alameen, Lord of the worlds. What else do we know about Him? Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, all merciful, especially merciful. You with me? Tawheed at the start, and Qul Allahu Ahad, Tawheed at the end. It would have been a beautiful knot that you could tie, isn't it? So why after Qul Allahu Ahad, some scholars would think and they came to realize something beautiful. Why would the Quls now be after that? In Surah Al-Falaq, Allah teaches Rasulullah ﷺ and us through him to seek protection in Allah from that which may affect us physically and mentally. And in Surah An-Nas, Allah teaches Rasulullah ﷺ and us through him to seek protection in Allah from that which may affect us spiritually. Because after you know what you're supposed to do, after you come to some understanding and you feel physically fit currently to be able to implement what you're supposed to implement, you need to be sound, you need to be healthy, you need to be at peace, and you need to be spiritually strong to be as sincere and steadfast as can be. You with me? So even though, in a way, look at this, even though in a way it doesn't speak about Tawheed, it speaks about Tawheed because it's turning you back to Allah for help. Even though it doesn't speak about the word Tawheed, monotheism and believing in one Lord, it turns you back to Him and guides you, teaches you not to rely and depend on your own resources and your own strengths. Ik voel no sterker, but I have no guarantee regarding later. I am now clear, but I have no guarantee regarding later. I feel like this in the masjid, but I have no guarantee regarding later. Because there are climbs and there are drops, there are increases and decreases. So we turn to Him. See? And therefore it's ideally placed. After all that has been understood and conveyed as far as your belief is concerned, after all conveyed as far as what is to be implemented is concerned, at the end now seek protection in Allah from that which may affect you physically and mentally, that's in Falaq. And seek protection from that which may affect you spiritually, that's in Nas. Is Hajj not in the third year? Yeah? Good. Just keeping my senses checking right. Maybe it's a twin. Maybe it's a twin. I don't know. So you have any questions? Right. Now who believes in magic? There are two types. There's the tricksters. There's now the what? Something of hand. Sleight of hand and Amaldai. And then there's now the things they can do with the video clips too. Not real magic. So that we know. Photoshop ya Hajja for the figure. But then we know other things. But do you believe in real magic? It's a long subject and topic. But we believe that certain unseen elements, if drawn in particular ways, can have effect. And therefore you recite your quls before you sleep. Therefore He Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam recited it and blew on his hands and wiped wherever he could of his body before he slept. Therefore before you go into the loo, you say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wal khaba'ith. That prayer there, you understand the meaning, has nothing to do with bowel movements or relieving yourself. It's nothing to do with Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wal khaba'ith. Says, oh Allah, inni a'udhu bika, a'udhu. Really, I seek refuge in you. I seek your protection. Min al-khubuthi, from the filthy males. Wal khabaithi, and the filthy females. Filthy male and female what? Jinn. Bad jinn. Because Allah holang daar in die toilets. And in dark places. And that may be filthy. Yes. And before we never had our tiled spaces in the desert there in Arabia. There were open sections that were designated for that. Alhamdulillah. And they would dig and things and whatever. Spaces in the desert. Up until now, I asked the Sheikh, where in Medina was the place of khala? Where in Medina was the place that they used to relieve themselves in? He didn't want to tell me. It's not important information. But there were places. And they would have times. Women go specific times. Men would go other times. Biological clocks were. Plus they ate things that didn't give them diarrhea. They ate good things, natural things. Bind them and they were regular. No need for weed dicks or whatever else. Anyway, off the topic. Do you believe in what? The existence of magic. Allah speaks about it in the Quran. And Allah hints towards something. That it is as old as time. And it was even prevalent before documented history. Because jinn were on earth approximately 2,000 years before Nabi Adam alayhi salam was sent to earth. And jinn is part of the unseen world. And in the unseen world, there are less limitations than in the seen world. That wall is a limitation. In the unseen world is not. Understand? In the real magic, and that's why we have to keep ourselves clean, because physically clean, spiritually clean is one thing. But al-tuhuru shatrul iman, physical cleanliness is half of faith. Because you believe in the unseen. Yu'minuna bil ghaib. See there? One of the first attributes of those who are conscious of Allah is that yu'minuna bil ghaib. They believe in the unseen world. So now, cleanliness is half of my faith. Cleanliness is my protection. If I'm physically impure or negligent, then I weaken the barrier. I open myself up to potential negativity. Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said, Al-ainu haq, the eye is true, and the effects of eyes. Ana prata. That's why when people say, Shalika mooi vandag geword, then say je, Masha Allah. If they forgot to say it. Sometimes people, without realizing it, they can affect. Al-ainu haq, he said. And why I'm telling you this is because there was a Jewish boy who, even though Nabi ﷺ did not speak to him about deen, he was attracted to the Nabi Muhammad ﷺ's character. So at times, young boy, at times he would go and be in the Nabi ﷺ's presence and help him with things. The Nabi allowed him, he was a young klong. And they say this is the boy you heard, maybe you heard a narration of a young neighbor of Rasulullah ﷺ who was a Jew. The boy was ill, it was on his deathbed, and the Nabi ﷺ went to him, and on his deathbed the Nabi ﷺ told him, just say once La ilaha illallah, I'll testify for you. And the boy's father was there, and he looked to his father, and the father said, listen to Muhammad. So he accepted and he passed away. They say it's diklonki, but Allahu A'lam, we don't know if it's him or not. But this boy, when other Jews of Medina came to know that Ian van Hulle is in the the close circle with Rasulullah ﷺ, they asked him, we just want, continue there, but we want something from you. Try to get a piece of his clothing, or try to get a strand of hair, or try to get some stukkie van sy kammetjie because he had a comb, and then bring it to us. Days passed and he did nothing. And every time they would see him, they would ask him. One Jew in particular, we have his name, I'll tell you his name now. We have his name confirmed. So finally the boy brought some strands of hair. He brought the comb, and there were 11 strands of hair in it, and they took the strands and right? And then what he did was this Jew, his name was Labid. Labid, his name, this Jew. Like this. We have his father's name too, but it's fine. Labid ibn al-A'sam. He had some knowledge that was passed on generation to generation as to how to do some toerwerk. Because some magic is not only to some can cause like sensations of illness and weakness and illusions, nah? Or disillusion and things. Yeah, just to upset your calm, to upset your balance. Yeah. So he had some young girls that he was training in this. Listen, which is there in the verse you're going to see now. And what they would do is they would say certain things, call on some bad jinns' names, and then they would blow on these khutus. Really now? So they did this. They tied those knots, the hair, they tied into knots. And then they said certain things and they blew onto the knots. They tied it to another comb or a stick, and the 11 knots. You with me? Each strand of hair they tied. So he had 11 knots of hair now, and they blew onto it. These young girls, under his instruction, over and over and over again. And then they would inquire from him, did they notice anything that Muhammad was doing, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So he used to say that Muhammad is still meeting with his companions and is still reciting things, but there are times when I see him move somewhere and then he goes back and then he moves to the same place. He comes back. So he Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said there was a period when I would go to pick up something and I would come there and then I would think, why am I here? Then I would go back, then remember, I had to pick that up. Then he goes there. Things like that, man. Dunyawi interactions are wasting some of his time. You understand, Hajjah? Or he intended, like he said this clearly, he intended to go visit one of his wives, and then the next moment he thinks he had really gone, but he hadn't gone. He had thought about going. And then she says, I'm waiting for you. But then I said, but I was there. No, you weren't there yet. So this happened for just more than a week, few days, where the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam got these types of illusions or disturbances to his train of thought. Then one night he slept, and when he awoke, he called Aisha radiallahu anha, and so that's why some Sahaba say it happened in Medina, because there were Jews in Medina. He called Ali and he called close Sahaba. So he said, I dreamt that I was laying and Jibreel alayhi salam was by my side and another angel was by my head. Are you with me? And Jibreel alayhi salam asked this angel, what is wrong with him? And the angel says, he has some sihr on him. So Jibreel asks the angel, and he says, I'm laying and I'm listening to them, the conversation. Jibreel asks the angel, who did it? And the angel says, Labid. Says his name, the son of Al-A'sam, the Jew. So Jibreel asks the angel, what did he do? And the angel says, he had strands of his hair taken and they tied it into knots and they said things on it and they blew on it, and that's what affected him in a way. So Jibreel asks the angel, where are the knots? And the angel then tells him, it's in a well amongst a particular clan. They mention the name. They threw it down the well. Okay, Hajjah? So then he says, I wake up. So he tells Ali and all of them, go to that well. And in the meantime, others summon this case. You with me? So they go, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in one narration, they say he was with them, and when they came, they lowered someone into the well, and it was under a rock in the well, and they found it there. Removed it. And now, this is Allah's hand in things, right? As the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is there with them, he lowers his head, they understand he's receiving some revelation. And what was then revealed? This surah and Surah An-Nas together. How many knots were there, Hajji and Hajjah? 11. How many verses in the surah? 5. How many verses in Surah An-Nas? 6. 5 plus 6? 11. With every verse received by him and uttered by him, a knot was undone. That's the narration. It's powerful. They say before, Rasulullah ﷺ was heard uttering certain phrases for protection. And we can still say them. Like, أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. And then if you go to Haddat, you must hear that too. And بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. You can still say them. But they says, they narrate, after these two chapters were revealed, the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for the rest of his time sufficed with them. Meaning he didn't say the other so much. You with me, sir? Labid was brought in his presence. Labid admitted. And you know, Umar and others were there, they said, kom ons maak die klonk klaar. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, nay. What's done is done, and we have protection. He did things, Allah allowed it to happen. It's Allah's allowance. So that we can learn that this is real. And we have to believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created certain things as a test for us. It's all from Him anyway, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why, oh why? Test for us. How are you going to respond? Are you going to run to these people? And what is that? What's that? Sangomas? Sangoma can niks doen nie. They just try, and then they draw some bad jinn or whatever, and they also try. But the jinn are also Allah's creation. They can't do you anything, man. If you if you are concerned about your cleanliness, okay, your undergarments especially, and how you clean yourself in the loo, etc., and your clothing, you're concerned about it. Now, even a drop, you mustn't be careless about, and then you recite what you must, and you pray to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala for protection. They can do you nothing. They can't do you a thing, because you're connecting yourself with Him subhanahu wa ta'ala that even they are in need of. So, qul, say, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a'udhu, I seek refuge, I seek protection, bi Rabbil Falaq, with the Lord of dawn. Al-Falaq is daybreak, dawn. Hey, when the darkness is split, as if all negativity is darkness, and you're looking for some light to split the darkness, He's the Lord of that light. Ya salam. Because it's a metaphorical darkness you're in sometimes, isn't it? Naam. So draw from the one who can split that darkness. Qul a'udhu, say, I seek protection, bi Rabbil Falaq, in the Lord, the owner of Al-Falaq, of daybreak. The owner of daybreak. It's more the daybreak, because Faliq is to split something else. What do you seek protection from, sir? Allah mentions 4 things. And the first covers it all, and the remaining 3 are just specifying certain things. Min, you know what that means, right? From. I seek protection in the Lord of daybreak. From what? Shar, what is shar? Evil or bad, all negativity is shar. But now Hajjah and Haji, those who have done mudaf ilayhi, you see something here. Sharri can't stand on its own. It had to be sharrin if it's indefinite. And if it had a al, only then will it be sharri, isn't it? Think about that. I just said something now. Can sharri stand on its own? If it was on its own without al, it had to be sharrin. With the al, it became sharri. But there's another way in which it can be without tanween. How? If it is mudaf to something. Rikh, it is mudaf to the ma. The ma does not mean the questioning ma here. Like, what's your name? No. The ma does not mean the negating ma here. Like ma fa'ala. No. The ma here is a relative pronoun. It means alladhi. It means that which. Min sharri ma. Ay, from the evil of that which, or all which, or the evil of what? Khalaqa, He has created. I saw a WhatsApp message now recently, and I saw it before as well. You see it, people profiles. What did they say? Something about the only one who can grant your heart contentment is the one who created the heart, right? Yeah. So Allah created the bad too. So now all that's required is turn to Him. He created it. He made it. He gave it the ability that it has. It's not innate or natural just by the Big Bang. No. Allah caused it all. So قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ, say, I seek protection in the Lord of daybreak. Like He split the darkness with light, I want Him to split other things also for me and grant light. I seek protection in Him, min sharri ma khalaq, from the bad of all that He created. It would have sufficed there, right? Because it covers everything, all potential bad that Allah created. You seek protection in Him from it all. Now He specifies 3 things. وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ, and from the evil of a ghasiq. You can clearly see the mudaf ilay. Sharri ghasiqin. Can you see it? Why does sharri have a kasra? Why is sharri majroor? Because of min, na'am. And why is ghasiqin majroor? Because it's mudaf ilay. Min sharri ghasiqin, from the evil of a dark night. Ghasiq is a darkness, intense darkness. Min sharri ghasiqin, from the evil of a dark night. إِذَا وَقَبَ, when it covers all. Waqaba, when it encompasses all things. Haji, there are some animals that are nocturnal, like a hamstertjie. Hy didn't slaap heel dag. At night it's awake. Do you have a hamster? No? Yeah, it's nocturnal. There's some animals that are nocturnal. There are some people that are also nocturnal. Hy kies skrik wakker in die aand, you get all ideas in the aand, but in the day they're lazy. And they catch on havoc, isn't it? It's like something comes out in them. Yeah, so certain areas you must be in by Maghrib. Certain areas you don't go to at certain times. And if you, even in other areas in daytime it's fine, nighttime things change, I'll tell you. So, وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبَ, and from the evil of a dark night when it encompasses things, covers all things. They think they're not seen. He sees, but they think they're not seen, and that's why they go crazy. And then here it's now related to the incident. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ. Now, Maulana Khalil, I heard in your previous lesson, spoke about the sighatul mubalagha, the form of exaggeration, right? So he gave you two scales. What's our time like, please? Time, what's the time? So our time is up. He gave you two scales. He gave you fa'lan. So you see Rahman there, right? And he gave you fa'il. So you see Rahim. Here's another one. Fa'al, also extreme. So alim, rikh, alim is knowledgeable. But you put it there, alam, innaka anta alamul ghuyub. But the easier one, what is rizq? Rizq, what is rizq? Provision, rikh. So Allah is the raziq, the sustainer. But put it on here, razaq. You know that one. Is the ultimate sustainer. What does fataha mean? Allah is the fatih. He opens things for you, right? Put it on here. Fatah. You know the scale, see? Wahaba means to gift, to grant gifts. Wahaba. Wahab. You with me? Why am I telling you this here? So nafatha means to blow. Nafatha. Nafatha means to blow into something. Right? Put it on there. Nafath. Nafath. One who blows a lot. They're blowing with a mission. That's their job. He employed him to do that. The case. You with me? It's also a form of what? Of a scale used to show profession. It's also a scale used to show what? Profession. What is bread in Arabic? Khubz. So guess what's a baker? Yes. Khabbaz. What is to cook in Arabic? Tabakha. So guess what's a chef? Tabakha. Tabakh. His profession. So anyway, Nafath. Now you make it feminine, Hajjah. Nafathatun. Nafathatun. A female who constantly blows into things, right? And then, what's the plural? Sound plural. The tun becomes atun. Atun. And there you have Nafathati. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ, from the evil of the females who blow. Where? Fil uqadi. Uqad, Hajjah. Uqad is a plural of uqda. Uqda means a knot. Uqdatun. The plural is uqad. Knots. And Hafiz Fasih, you know the singular there, and you all know the singular. Nabi Musa alayhi salam, when he was ordered to go to where? To Fir'aun. So what did he say? Rabbi shrah li sadri, wa yassir li amri, wahlul uqdatan. Untie the knot from my tongue. Uqda is the singular, uqad is the plural. Knots. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ, and from the evil of the females who blow constantly in the knots. And the last, may Allah save us and clean our hearts from it. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ, and from the evil of a jealous person. Hasad. Hasid is the envious person. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ مُضَافٌ إِلَيْهِ, from the shar of a hasid. Stay with me, Haji. Let's make the last the best. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ. Naam. It's extra rahmah, so the mana kana bichi dips in. But stay with me. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ, from the sid. But not just any time. إِذَا حَسَدَ, when he has jealousy, when he shows jealousy. You with me? Sometimes the people have, but they don't do things. But when they show the enviousness, the jealousy, they can become dangerous. Jealousy can make you blind. Jealousy can make you hate. and the person that you were addressing did nothing to you. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ. And from the evil of a jealous person, when he lives with a jealousy, when he shows jealousy, when he is jealous. Any questions? I have to leave, unfortunately. Maybe we see next week, inshallah. Sadaqallahu al-azim. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.